It's the toughest lineup of poker stars ever gathered, but only one will be crowned champion. This is one poker show you won't want to miss. The Devilfish got some points to get back in the Premier League, but that didn't stop the moaning.
Fucking hate this game.
This game's so sick.
Well, I'm an unlucky fucker at this place, I'll tell you. Wow.
And new boy JC Tran took down a perfect 10.
I want to put my foot on the gas, kind of pull away, and get a comfortable lead, and not worry about, sneaking in and on the final table in the last couple of heats. I like to go out there and kind of lock it up early. That way I could take the pressure off of me and, be able to relax the last couple of heats.
Coming up, Tran's back on the table in tonight's lineup, which also sees the first clash between our two ladies of the Premier League. And Vicky's already wound up by comments Phil Hellmuth made to her at the table.
He said, I'm going to have to try and make a hand stand up against Vicky, of all people. And I said, when you say of all people, and he said, you don't want to know.
I can't even respond to you, Vicky. I mean, it's unbelievable. I can't, there's so many ripe comments. I have like 3 that just pop to mind that are just so perfect. But you're a girl, and I just feel like I have to just leave you alone.
Believe me, you don't want to know. That I didn't like.
It means you've entered the fray, Vicky.
When do you think you'll be able to get over that and start getting involved in being insulted, Heather?
He chose to treat me as if it was a miracle I could even manage to get on my chair at the table. And I've got 3 times his points. If I didn't take a bit of pleasure in that, I wouldn't be human.
Going into tonight's match, JC Tran will be in action again. A nice score here, and he can pretty much pull away from the field. Help will be playing again, capitalizing on his win last time out, as will Vicky Koren. Could be some big movement in the top in the playoff zone. Annette Oberstad, she's been very steady. Look for that to continue. And Peter Eastgate wants to improve on his bagel last time. And in the relegation zone, Nenad Medic, this could be the time for him. If he doesn't get grooving tonight, takes a bagel or 2, could be bad hunting grounds. Players walking in for this heat, among them, of course, the current World Series of Poker champion and the current league leader in the table. And a lot of guys who really need points. You can see the chips on the table. Yellow's worth 1,000, blues are 2, reds 5,000 each. There's 100,000 in front of every player and 600K in play. International flavor representing this whole Premier League tonight, Roland. 6 different nationalities on this table. Roland, you get really into sort of the inner dynamics of this Premier League. What's going on here? I mean, who's mad, who's angry, who's been drunk all the time among the players at this table?
We haven't seen much of Peter Eastgate away from the table. He very much keeps himself to himself. Be interesting to see, I think he seems very focused. Annette's been drunk.
Raise to 9,000 total.
And the raises come to 9. Now, how many does Vicky have an option here? This is more like her MO, isn't it? She doesn't really like to play too many hands early.
Yeah, I mean, there's no set value when you're putting in 10% of your stack in one of these things.
JC Tran's called. What do you think's in JC Tran's mind about getting points now? Does he want to win every time, or is he looking just to sort of not get knocked out first? How do you feel if he got 20 points?
10,000.
You're just playing very confidently, and you think you can do pretty well.
Between call, fold, and check raise, where do you think JC's going to lean here?
Call.
Probably fold or check raise.
He's called, and is just sort of reevaluating on the turn. I mean, Johan knows exactly where he's at. Might it be better off
for
him?
Such a great flop and turn. What a turn for you, I mean, if he needed any knowledge here, he could even check.
Well, I was just saying, a guy like Tom Dwan would probably check here, thinking he's going to make more money on the river, right?
JC's very smart. Imagine if LP had Ace King here. See JC looking at it and thinking.
I mean, because of the history, is there anything about the history of these guys or what they've shown in the Premier League so far to indicate that Helpy might not have it right now for JC?
He knows that Juha's tight. Might just balance him towards a fold.
Good hand.
Helpy takes it on the turn. I do get the feeling that he may not have maximized that pot, Roland, but I mean he's happy enough, right? This unique Premier League format sees every player garnering points for where they finish in every match. First place, of course, 10 points, and sixth place gets the bagel. Folded around to Ms. Corin on the button. Ace 9. Vicky will be raising with this. And look how dour Nanad Medic is. Still thinking about his points right now. Now it's serious. Ace King in the big blind for Annette Oberstad. Raise on the button, call on the small blind. This is automatic re-raise, isn't it?
Of course, and it's interesting dynamic because it's Vicky who's raised.
It's 22,000 total.
Now, did you actually have a hand or just a plan against me? Or you actually have some kind of... I guess if you told me it would spoil the fun.
First time Annette and Vicky are playing together. This is an interesting
Why
dynamic.
would Vicky say that and say that she's weak already? I mean, she's already given her hand away.
She's planning on folding, isn't she?
I mean...
But Roland, you have to say, I mean, everybody, the people that have watched Vicky, they so far, they do know she plays very tight early on, so you'd have to give her credit for something there, wouldn't you?
It might have been a plan, but I'm not telling.
It's going to be an interesting matchup between these two ladies. Vicky in her third season, while for 19-year-old Annette, her Premier League debut.
Being a girl at a table with 9 boys, it can be intimidating at times. It just depends, like, what you think of yourself, and if you do have the confidence, you can easily beat them.
I've always overdone the kind of, you know, giggling, flirting. Oh, that's so kind of you to give me advice because I don't want the guys to be scared. You look at Annette, 19, 20 years old. She has no time for that bullshit. You know, she puts it out there. She's aggressive. She thinks she's the best. She's not afraid to say so.
You know I don't like to fold, right? I don't rub anyone. Oh, shit. I just play good hands.
I would never be like that in a million years.
I think it's just part of being a female. Like, yeah, you do get jealous, and yeah, you don't want them to do better than you, but it's just part of the game, I guess.
It's all very well sitting back and going, oh yeah, no, I'm really supportive of the younger women coming up and hooray for her and I really hope she does well. Not when she's against me. I mean, I hope she breaks her ankle and can't make it to the studio.
Tran in the big blind. And he's not interested.
Raise to 5,000 total.
I tell you, guys like Tom Dwan, and I think Nanad Medic as well,
Me and two of the best.
they're really convinced that Juha is a very predictable player.
He's very much an opponent of opening pots early on, actually. Believe it or not, he will be opening more than you think.
This is trouble. 2 pair, and Medic has actually flopped the 3 jacks. And, you know, if Medic makes a raise here, Roland, doesn't it look very similar to the play he made against Phil Hellman?
Very similar.
You know, it's an almost identical sort of flop.
And that might be in the mind of you, I hope.
Raise to 27,000.
Just to recap, in the earlier match, Medic made a play on Phil Hellmuth, who had a similar type of hand to Helpy, and Phil folded it straight away, and Ad had nothing. Here, though, he's got the 3 jacks, and this is what they call, you can make any kind of move at any kind of time, don't they? He's set this up.
Yeah, I mean, he's advertised earlier on in the exact same play. Helpy wasn't in that heat, but was watching from the commentary box.
Yeah, I mean, he'll definitely be aware of it. And is this a huge, can Helpy escape from this?
Re-raise.
He's fallen for it.
Yeah,
he's fallen for it, Roland.
He's been outplayed.
He has. Medic's got him.
No, I'm going to take this off.
Now, is this the last money Juha's putting in this pot, or could he end up going for everything?
No, just flip that.
You know, if Medic was sitting here bluffing, would we not be saying what a great play by Juha?
Sure. I mean, if you're Nenad right here, between calling and going all in, is it just...
So tough.
I make it 41 more. All in.